This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, I'm gratified to see that more and more of us these days are concerned about our environment and our footprint, our carbon footprint here on Earth. And part of that also translates to design. We're going to talk about sustainability, staying green, and so much more with an amazing interior designer that uses these principles in her designs as well. She is Diane Rosen, and she is back with us. How are you doing today?
I am excellent. Thank you for asking.
Good to have you here. And I see stickers. I read from time to time about this in terms of sustainability, and I'm trying to translate it to a design. You're going to, let's say somebody wants to do a renovation or they're redoing some rooms or whatever it might be. How do you, surface level, just at the beginning of the project, look at that through the lens of sustainability and caring about the environment?
Well, I first approach it with the owner of the home and who lives there and how they operate on a day-to-day basis. Is there anything we can, improve on? Especially if you have any asthma, how many pets do you have in the house? Anyone disabled? Is everyone functioning okay? But in the process of understanding what is wanted, it's also what is needed. And today there are wonderful products that are out there, starting with even carpet. You most often want to get rid of a carpet, but if you do indeed, there are certified carpets that are designed and built, manufactured to be VOC clean, which is volatile organic chemical, have been removed. And also paint. Paint is a wonderful option and very cost effective. And you can, I paint now here we are in January. Most often you used to have the door, the windows pretty much open because of the exhaust and the fumes escaping. But again, this VOC, volatile organic chemicals, are removed, and all the major companies, Sherwin-Williams, Order Paints, all the ones that are probably in your area and neighborhood, you will see that option, and you can paint at any point in time and be very comfortable.
It's funny you should say that, Diane, because I painted last year, just a room and some trim, and it was the first time in a few years painting latex paint. And I realized that, wow, I'm not getting an odor. It was a different experience. And maybe that is today's paint.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, it seems, and paint is to me one of the most cost-effective major moves you can make to update any place and any home. So it is, it's now widely accepted and obviously, a given when you want to take care of things and update things. And in carpet, it's all, if you still want carpet, it's not about the carpet. The carpet will be environmentally made, but it's about the glue. And it's the glue that emanates a lot. So those have changed. And the major corporation manufacturers have also addressed that. So, carpet is also a wonderful thing and often needed if wanted. But you can zero in literally to zero-free odors, zero-free chemicals. And there's wonderful selections. So it's nothing to stop you.
That, the first thing that I felt as we started talking about this and you said carpet, right away, I'm thinking chemicals. I'm thinking a certain smell coming from new carpet. And even a little bit of concern. A lot of that, I don't think about that normally, but now we're talking about the environment, sustainability, that there's a lot of chemicals and you're living with it. it's with you for many hours in a day. It's something that we really need to consider, right?
Exactly. And it also off gases as long as you own it. So you may have that carpet on the floor for 30 years. It's still been off gassing.
Oof. And activated from time to time as well. You walk over it,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
let's say your feet are wet, come in from, the snow or whatever it might be. You don't want that on your carpet. It's going to mess it up, but it happens. Now you could potentially be further activating it by the liquid, the moisture that you're putting on it.
Whatever you're presenting. Yeah. So it is, we've taken some huge steps. It's taken a long time. I've been, designing over 30 years at this point, but really for the last 10, 15, now almost 15 years, focused on your health. It's sustainability. Let's put products in that are not just beautiful, but can keep you comfortable.
What are some of the other things that we should look at or you consider when you're working on a design with the eye on sustainability and safety and environment?
Oh, it depends how much you want to promote or how much you want to do. But everything now, even in countertops, if you're talking about kitchens or bathrooms, countertops, and using various granites. What's been interesting is I've started using a lot of cement for countertops. You can stain them, you can paint them, and again, using product that is environmentally friendly, but it's even better than a lot of granite. Granite is great and it's beautiful and used so often, but it's also kind of fragile. So you have to think about, don't put that immediately super hot pot right on top of your granite. There's just different ideas, but if you're working with cement, you're okay.
Now, what does that look like? I mean, I love the idea, the durability, and also the what seems to be like a more earthy vibe to it with cement. But what's it going to look like?
Very well. I'm beginning to think I may need to present some photos to you.
Yeah.
But in the context of cement, you can shape it, you can draft it, you can literally create whatever shape or form you want on a basic kitchen top. Most often will be pretty flat, pretty even. Your edges are rounded and cornered, but you can make it any color you want, and you can complement with your cabinetry and so forth. But I put it in separate place on top of buffets that look like marble, and the shape and the drift and everything you want to put to it, very creative. It's really up to the ultimate presence for the client and what they're wanting.
Well, you think about concrete, and I just saw this the other day. Where was I? I was in New York City, and I was walking past a wall. It was actually in Queens, and there was a wall that I just love the pattern, and it looked like different bricks, mason that was up there. And I walked past it. I'm like, look at that. And I go to touch it. It was stamped concrete. That's what, I don't want to say that's all it was, but now there's so many different things they can do that you don't even realize that it is concrete, so durable. So I never even considered that for a countertop. Wow.
Oh yeah. It technically it should last forever, really, depending on how you use what it is you want to do.
Sure.
But as far as sealing it and so forth, all of your products are zero chemical free. You can put and there's multiple thoughts you can apply to it. You can make it up whatever you want.
What else can we look at when it comes to considering the environment and safety and sustainability?
Well, also kind of dovetailing into use is sensor lighting in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in the bedroom. Meaning, and very often I will use sensor lighting as you enter a bathroom. I have even, with one project, there was an elderly couple, and you sometimes need to get up to go to the bathroom midnight or something. And so I literally did center lighting under his bed and made like a pathway to the bathroom. So when it's completely dark in your bedroom and you don't want to disturb anyone else, as soon as you get off the bed, the lights go on. It's like a runway. So he had vision issues. And so he can just follow the path into the bathroom. And it worked great. And it doesn't have to cost a lot. I don't know if you can mention product names, but you can go to Home Depot and get this. So collectively, it was installed for under $200.
The lighting thing, why don't we go there? Because talk about saving the environment through LEDs. The advances that have been made in that lighting in the past even 10 years, no pun intended, or maybe light years ahead of what it was even a few years ago. I mean, my gosh, I remember 2015. So yeah, just about a little over 10 years ago, I was doing creative lighting with apps and bulbs and light strips and all of that. Really, there was only like 1 or 2, 3 companies, Philips being one of them. It was quite expensive back then. Even buying one of those bulbs that can be addressable in terms of internet, the bulb was like $40 just for one. It was all good. I, had fun with it, loved messing around with it. Nowadays, there's so many companies that make them. You can get it for like $6, maybe even less, in maybe a little bit of quantity. Lots going on there, right? And saves the environment.
It's terrific. It really is. And it is so helpful. I use sensor lighting in closets, especially if you have a deep closet, mainly when you have a double shelving or a double hanging, and you really you can see it, but you can't really decide if that's the color or shade of blouse or shirt or whatever you want. And the lighting will just illuminate for you soft enough. And the other issue is the levels of color in lighting.
Yes.
Very often it is we're used to and enjoy more of a warm light. There's a daylight. It depends where your need is. Most often you'll use a soft light.
So I want to share with you exactly what you're talking about. I had to replace a hi-hat and come to learn that it was a conventional old school hi-hat where you screw a bulb into it. But now the can had something that you screw into where you would put the bulb and you just shove the can up there. It is LED, and this is the mind blow. And I wasn't surprised about that. Here's the other thing. There was a switch on it with 5 different settings in terms of color temperature. And that whole assembly, no exaggeration, was less than $10. I bought 4 of them, came in a kit. I can just go up and get a ladder. Hey, you know what? Let me just flick that switch. It would take me no more than maybe 30 seconds to pull it down, flip the switch, push it back up again. Amazing. And it's LED, lasts for essentially forever, and is not using a lot of electric. Crazy.
It's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah. Fun.
She's out there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What else is going on there that you look at when it comes to design?
Oh, and if we're still on lighting, it's in the kitchen. It's undeniably great, especially pull-out cabinetry, different areas where you need to see higher cabinets, closets. I use them practically almost all over the house, whatever is most essential.
Wow. It's got to be fun for you.
Yeah, it is. It's when you have a client that is receptive, that is the best. Willing to listen and learn, willing to say, you know what, we can make it easier if we do A, B, or C. Always their choice.
Hmm. I have to believe also in terms of working through your design furniture, just like carpeting, in terms of fabric, chemicals, and things like that. A concern?
Exactly. Fabrics have quantum leaped, thank goodness. So many are actually recycled. There isn't a fabric company that does not offer quote sustainable recycled product used in years ago, and this is a long time ago, I actually gave a talk about this. And again, all your major carpet manufacturers have been on this. So your selection is completely open-ended and usable. So in the grand scheme of things, we don't have to, disposable are now recyclable. So it's really been a great effort. There's tons of product out there. And when it comes to furniture, I was able to help a retirement home and did their main entry. And in the furniture, I also used recycled wood. It can get into, depending on the local area, this was out east. And we had plenty of wood, and they needed specific pieces. I was able to document those, have them manufactured into the chairs. And now what I do is I put in, so you can put your USB plug into underneath the armchair. So you can sit and listen on your earphones. You can listen to your phone or your laptop, and everything is interconnected.
That's another part of it. I didn't think of that. Everything has USB ports. There's just so much flexibility. And I want to talk about your accreditations and things that you've achieved in terms of studying this. What was involved in all of that?
With U.S. Green Building Council, better known as USGBC, I have achieved my LEED AP, which means that I have taken the various courses, attended the multiple seminars, and so forth. But it means leadership in energy and environmental design. So, even to this day, I go to there's seminars and when things are available locally too, because there is a local chapter here in St. Louis. And I definitely like to stay tuned in to the latest and the greatest. So that's part of it. And then part of that also, I have what they call the ID+C, which is additional interior design focus with construction. So as I work renovations and go for as much sustainability and health as I can put in a home, all those contacts are fabulous and usable all the time and growing.
There's a lot to learn here. It's not this is what people don't realize when it comes to design. It's not that somebody have a creative eye or artistic eye. That's all great too. You have to, I believe, have that passion for it, whereby, you're not somebody who does accounting. You have a different eye for it when we talk about design, but accreditation and studying and all of that goes into it. I thought you had mentioned at one point that you're also maybe took training in working with older folks. Did I hear that properly?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I'm certified in aging in place. That's CAPS. And that is on the same idea, taking classes and courses, understanding not just the senior market or the senior person,
sure,
but also anyone with a disability. You can be in a wheelchair. Well, perfect example. How this whole experience really kicked in for me was over like 15 years ago. And I was helping a client whose dad was going to be moving into their home. They had a lovely home. And what we needed to do was to adjust where he could have his private space, his bedroom and bathroom, and they had the lower level that was perfect for it. However, his mobility was not good. So I was able to stretch the staircase downstairs. They had plenty of room, which is ideal, what you need. And I stretched it to 14 inches wide and gave him a height of only 2.5 inches. So it was very easy for him to walk down the stairs. The other issue was the in and out and going out to the patio and whatever. He could do that with ease because we had a certain. Here's the other thing: if you have severe arthritis, if you broke your arm, if you're not mobile in some way, there are now manufactured handles and locks and all kinds of neat things that you just touch and they open. So in the process, after about 4 years later, the family, he unfortunately had passed. They were ready to sell the house, and a young couple came through and they bought their home within, I think it was even 3 weeks worth. Why? Because they had a toddler. And when they went down the stairs were so compatible that even his mother said, even if he tumbles, he's not going to hurt himself.
Wow.
He's just going to gently roll down the stairs. So it all worked out. So you get your ROI out of it. In the combination of what is needed, where do you need to go? It's all very comfortable. So at the end of the day, you need it or you're fine without it. It's a comfort zone.
And peace of mind too.
Absolutely.
Knowing that you've done it right as let's say a homeowner, and maybe there's so many blended families now. You've got older folks, you've got babies, you've toddlers, everything in between, to make sure that everybody is living safe. And by the way, people with disabilities, that's a whole other category. And even, even commercial buildings there's certain regulations and code. I know we're talking residential here, but that just goes to show how important it is to make sure that things are designed in the right way as you do. Wow. Learn a lot today. Learn a lot today, Diane. How do we find you? What's the best way to connect?
Well, my website is now open and live. And it is www.dianeroseninteriors.com.
Gotcha. And Rosen, Rosen, very simple, DianeRosenInteriors.com. Wonderful talking with you. I know that you can work with pretty much anybody, anywhere, even on a virtual level. Thankfully, to today's technology, we can see pictures, we can see video. Great talk today. I really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Learned a lot. We'll catch up soon. We're right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.